Hello, buddy. My name is Classic Gamer. Today, we're actually not back with a new episode. I'm actually going to be talking about Portuguese ideas. And I believe the 1.30 update that, they have a new idea set. I was going to try to compare the two between the new Portuguese idea, with the past Portuguese ideas. But there's no article of that. So we're just going to talk about Portuguese ideas as I'm playing my first Portugal game, and probably forever. Like, I believe, yeah, I think the first country I've ever played as I think it was Portugal. Maybe Castile. It was one of these two. It was either Portugal or Castile, but I really think it was Portugal. Which actually, this personal playthrough I am playing as Portugal actually inspired me to play Portugal in Kaiserreich. But I'm actually having a lot of fun as Portugal. Maybe I might produce some EU4 videos, in a later time. But I do play with the idea variation mod. I do play with idea variation. I think if you're gonna play EU4, you have to have this. You just have to have this mod, in my opinion. So, and I really went down a lot. I'm actually like almost finished with the Portuguese focus tree. I just have to go for this one, the Middle East, Malacca, Japan and China. I'm actually like, I believe, let's just count this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So 38. I completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So let's do 21 divided by 38. 21 divided by 38. 21 divided by 38. Yeah, I actually have almost half this focus tree done. I thought it was majority. It seems like it's the majority, but I almost have half of this focus tree done. And I gotta say, if you're playing Portugal in EU4, especially past 1.30, if you have all the DLCs, you have to stay monarchy and Catholic. You have to stay monarchy and Catholic. And here's why. So, as Portugal, your goal is to, if you're not colonizing as Portugal, you're just a waste. You're wasting Portugal's power. But the thing is, Portugal only starts with these territories right here, right? And with Ceuta, Madeira, and the Azores. Those are the only things that Portugal starts with. So if you're playing as Portugal, you must go absolute monarchy, Catholic. Why absolute monarchy? Is because you want as much absolutism as you can as Portugal. And I'll explain a little bit why later, okay? But our tradition, so we opened with 25% colonial range and trade efficiency plus 15%. Okay? Again, colonial range is actually huge as Portugal because two things. Number one, colonial range allows you to colonize. I believe Portugal, because the Irish cannot early on because they just still have the economy. Portugal is the first one that is the first colonial nation that can actually really colonize. And part of that reason is colonial range and their economy is decent enough where they can actually sustain a colony. Right? The thing about the Irish is that they're not unified and they don't have the economy to really set out early on. But another reason why is that the Portuguese has two things that also make them basically your best colonizers. One is their flagship. Now, I can't really show you, but the Portuguese has access to, I believe, 4 unique flagship abilities. The first one is like 100% colonial, 100% like, discovery, right? So that should be your first thing you should go for, is that is that heavy ship or that light ship. I recommend going heavy ship. I'll explain why later. To discover stuff first, because that is a unique flagship ability that only Portugal has access to, that allows you to just explore like crazy, right? Like I believe by like 1460, I was able to discover India, which is historically accurate, right? Which is historically accurate. I think my light is turning on. Yes, I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, anyway, which is historically accurate. The other ability, which I have on now, right? Flagship cannon. So now, and flagship. Oh wait, never mind, never mind. I gotta go here. Hold on, stop. Click on it. All right, Portuguese bombardier. Right now, fleet naval barrage decreased. Portuguese through the air. Combat penalty when landing -2, and movement speed on and off ship 56%. So now basically I get to move on and off my ships very well. Okay, this is why it's called Arma de Siege, because this is my navy. Actually, I should switch it up. Army de Siege is basically my siege ship. Okay, help me siege stuff. Okay, right. So it has, and I believe the other, but they have unique flagship abilities. But the most important one that you have to get in the early game is that crazy exploration range. And actually, one of your first missions is to launch a flagship, right? Giving you permanent claims on Leon, Extremadura, and Lore. So this guy, and Leon. So these three guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah, Leon. So these three. These are Castilian provinces here and here, right? You get basically permanent claims on them. Alright? Now, so that's just to launch your flagship. Alright, competitive advantage, you can do it early on. Navy side. More diplomatic power and Navy tradition. Okay? And then all you have to do to conquer Tangier is you must own Tangier, giving you a permanent claim on Garb and southern Morocco. So Garb and southern Morocco. So basically the entire coast of Morocco, basically. Okay, and then expanding the buffer zone, right? Which you just need to own all provinces of Garb, which are these 4. Okay, then it just gives you Garb, North Morocco, and South Morocco. You just basically get more local trade power for 15 years. Okay, so and local unrest, which is pretty good. Okay, for 15 years. Okay, but basically, as Portugal, you're basically gonna have an alliance with England the whole time. Now, you don't have to have a alliance with England, right? But Portugal actually just starts an alliance with England. I just decided to stay with England the whole game. The reason why I'm not allied to them now is because they rival me. Because I puppeted Munster. Okay. But I decided to just ally with Britain, which gives you a permanent claim on Galicia and Asturias, which is these provinces. So basically, for launching a flagship and just keeping your English alliance, you're getting these provinces, these provinces, these provinces, these provinces, and these provinces permanent claims, right? Right? And then once you actually take those provinces, which I've done, which is the current borders right now, then you get a claim on the entire Iberia region. Right? Which is why I have this. Okay? So I never made an alliance with Castile, which is very scary. Okay? Very scary. I actually rivaled. I mean, I've never allied Castile. Never allied Castile, but I rivaled them the entire game. Which is scary because, what I'll talk about later, the Castile have a better army than you. They have a better army than you, just by ideas and land. Okay? Right? But then once you actually just conquer all of Iberia, you just get 25 prestige, and you get the Lusitanian Empire. I would have rather had a name change as well, right? But I didn't even get this yet, and I'm an empire by just colonizing. All right. To keep it simple, these stuff are just colonize. Just colonize. That's it. That's it. Right. All of these stuff is basically colonized, but the reason why you want to stay Catholic is this. Okay, which is called Established Jesuit Mission. All you have to do is basically, which is only unique to the Iberian. I believe Aragon gets it as well, but I know Castile and Portugal get it. They can establish holy orders. Okay, all you have to do is establish Jesuit holy orders in 8 states. So basically, you're gonna have to colonize a lot of Brazil, right? You have to colonize a lot of Brazil to basically get +2 yearly papal influence for the entire game. Entire game. Okay. A push to India. All you have to do is discover Goa, and then you get a free explorer, and you get the Goa province for free, and you get these provinces for free. A claim on them for free. Okay. Right. Trade with Cathay. Right. And then trade with Japan, more mercantilism. Right. All these other bonuses. Right. Look. Malacca gets Portuguese Malacca. Now you get more local defensiveness, right? Trade. Look, control Surat. You get trade company investment cost -20%. You want, as Portugal, you want to establish a lot of trade companies, right? Look, advisor cost, right? There are a lot of permanent bonuses for Portugal, right here, local trade power and local defensiveness, right? So let's talk about Portuguese ideas, okay? Legacy of the Navigator. Now, at first glance, I'm like, this is a terrible idea. But actually, this is actually a really good idea, right? Especially in the new Denmark patch, right? Actually, this came out at the same time when Denmark got a new idea set as well. But the new, especially with idea variation and the new patch, that new patch of 1.30, that naval expansion is not Mari Nostra. But anyway, Navy, when the update that changed Navy, you know, naval combat is actually super important, right? It's not all about just having more numbers than the other person, right? It's not just about that. You actually have to have a good, you know, you actually have to have very good bonuses to win Navy. You can have less ships, but if you have better bonuses, you will win the naval game. So why is the naval game so important? Well, as Portugal, if you're gonna take stuff from Morocco, you're gonna have to fight the Berber guys, Morocco, Tlemcen, Tunis, right? And they have a sizable navy, right? If you, right, of course you can probably, you know, beat them with, you know, with having superior technology over them, right? But just in case you lose ships, right? Again, morale hit when losing a ship is less bad, right? And then you have a better chance of retreating, so saving your ships, right? If you do lose naval, you know, if you do lose ships, which you might, but in the long run you'll beat them, right? At least it will, like, not be as bad to lose ship, right? Even if I do a great naval battle in the English Channel, right, with my, I'm gonna count how many, 30, 50, 80, I have 90 heavy ships. If I put all my 90 ships, or my entire fleet in the English Channel to try to sink the British Navy, okay, I'm gonna lose some ships, but in the long run, I might survive over England. Right? This idea is actually really decent. Goods produced modifier plus 10%. Look, goods produced modifier equals more money from goods produced. Right? Great, that's good. And then you get more trade power, and on top of trade efficiency. Right? Again, colonial, global settler increase, boom, you're supposed to be colonizing Portugal. Plus one merchant, guess what? You're going to be having a lot of different colonies and across the world, right? You want to have that extra virtue to, you know, control the flow of trade. Rural absolutism, again, that's why you want to play as absolutist, an absolute monarchy, because you get really absolutism. But you also get negative construction cost. Right, Royal Academy of Fortification, Artillery, and Drawing. Basically, your fort, and here's why it's important later, why that fort defense is huge. 10% and artillery combat ability for 10%. Guess what? You can siege better. And then your cherry on top is global tariff. Well, guess what? That global tariff, I am making 21 bucks because of it, duck it. Right? You're gonna have so many colonies, right? And they should be a crown colony to produce you the most money. Guess what? You're gonna get more money from them. More money from them. Right? You want to get money. Right? And look, because I'm controlling trade, right, I am making 126 ducats just from trade. And my only trade company region is right here with no investment. And Goa, just Goa, but I have no trading company investment. I have 0 trade company investment. But guess what? I have $126 of trade. I think that's very impressive. I think that's very impressive. Right. So what ideas you should be going for? Well, you should automatically be going for colonial empire. And the reason why is right here, limited desire from subject development. If you just keep colonial empire ideas the whole entire time, your Portuguese Brazil is not gonna revolt. Plain and simple. Okay, that's why you want, and also a colony. You need that, and you need expansion, and you need exploration. Expansion and exploration. Okay, why exploration? Colonists. Why expansion? Idea, harsh treatment cost. Okay, as Portugal, you want to go. I just went for this late game. You want native repression policy giving you more global settler increase, right? Which means you're gonna have really uprising, native, so that our treatment cost decrease that military power cost. Okay, that's why you want expansion idea, right? You should also be going for standing army. The only huge downside is Portugal, right? You're gonna struggle with this the entire game. Period. As Portugal, you're gonna struggle with this the entire game. Your army is not gonna be as strong as Castile and France. Right? Castile and France is the reason why I haven't have Iberia conquered yet. It's because my military is not great. Okay? It's not good. It's not good. Because the only military bonus I get is here. That's it. And it's only for fort defense and artillery combat ability. I have terrible, right? I don't have much, right? I don't have much army stuff, right? The Castilian opener of 15% morale of army is scary for Portugal in the beginning. Because, right, they can just kill your army, because not only they have that as an opener, but they have more armies than you, so they can just kill you instantly, right? The Castilians can just kill your army instantly. That's why it is so important as Portugal to find good allies, right? You have to find good allies so Castile does not declare war on you. That's the only reason why they won't just kill you, right? That's why I keep the English alliance alive, right? So that's right, and I don't even have diplomatic ideas. Because all my diplomacy is focused on calling, right? Your second idea group the other idea group you must go for is Catholic idea, right? In the age of Reformation, one of the requirements, right, is either go religious idea or your religion's idea group, or you go humanist, right? As Portugal, you should always, I don't care, you should always be going Catholic ideas, right? Because if you get, you get the Jesuits thing, more really papal influence, but you get more papal influence by devoutness. You get basically 5 papal influence for the rest of the game. So your ally should be the papal state, right? Never colonize in provinces that you're not supposed to, right? Don't break the Treaty of Tordesillas. Don't do it, right? But your ally, your first diplomatic move is strengthen alliance with England. Make sure you get that alliance with the papal state, right? Because the opinion of the papal state also increases your yearly papal influence, right? I think I could get up to 30 papal influence a year, right? 30 divided by 12. 30 divided by 12. This calculator on my phone is not, right? Every month I basically get 2.5. Alright? 2.5. So let's just round it down to 2. Every month I get 2 papal influence, right? If I want to levy church tax, that will basically take 100 months to get this, right? 100 months to get this. And the Catholic, because of the Catholic changes in the when they revamped Austria, playing as a Catholic is way more fun. It's actually way more valuable. Because of the Gold Council of Trent, right? And just being Curia controller is huge. I'm not lying when I say this. I was Curia controller consecutively 3 times. That is crazy, right? I was Curia controller 3 times in a row. It's crazy, right? It is crazy what you can, right? And playing as a Catholic is way more fun, right? Because now you get morale of armies, but also because you get Deus Vult, right? You get a permanent casus belli against neighboring heathens and heretics, right? Guess where your native heathen heretics are? Basically, all of Africa. Basically, all of South America. Basically, all of Indonesian region, right? You're basically gonna get free casus belli, right, for people when you colonize. Basically, because they're not gonna be Catholic, right? They're not gonna be the Catholic religion. That's why Deus Vult is crucial, because you don't even have to worry about, building up a spy network to justify war goals, right? You don't have to worry about it. And actually, I was actually Defender of Faith for the entire game. I'm Defender of Faith for the entire game. Right, and manpower recovery speed is important in Portugal, right? So as Portugal, you want to choose fire idea, because it gives you more artillery combat ability and more fort defense, right? And also artillery bonus versus fort. Your siege, you should be sieging stuff like crazy. Okay, especially if it's a fort on a coastal fort, and you use your barrage. Oh my god, you should just achieve that in like a month maybe. It's crazy. You should also be going for heavy ship focus as Portugal. Why? Why heavy ship focus, Noah, over light ships? Okay, I can get the argument when you say light ship focus because you're so focused on trade. But why heavy ship focus? Well, guess what? In this match, you actually have to care about your navy, right? And how they actually go and move, right? You actually should care about naval combat, right? Because in the latest naval expansion, right, naval combat mattered, right? Naval combat mattered. And guess which are the best ship to kill ship? Heavy ship focus, right? That shipbuilding time, negative 20%, is crucial. It's ridiculous. Okay? If I build 10 more heavy ships, I can get 0.5 Navy tradition. Actually, my Navy tradition is actually 35. Okay? You should be going for heavy ship focus at Portugal. Right? Because you're gonna be in the colonial game, it's messy. You're gonna be fighting against other colonizers, right? For power, right? And actually, there's really no Castile. Castile only has Argentina. The French only have Peru, Colombia. Right? To be honest, the colonial power of this game is weak sauce. Right? Look, The English only have, well now, the English only have nothing. They don't have anything. Because the French, the Castilians only have Argentina and Mexico. The French only have Colombia and Peru. That's it. Right? Look what I have. I have all of Brazil. I have all of South Africa. I have West Africa. Some of East Africa. I have a trade port in India. I have Australia. Bits and pieces in the Pacific and all the Pacific Islands right here, except for Hawaii. I have, right? The English couldn't even make it to the Americas. They couldn't even make it because the natives are so strong. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I am the strongest colonial power, period. Period. I'm the strongest colonial power. Right? Period. I mean, I think if I'm doing... Oh, I also have the Caribbean. Right? I'm the strongest colonial power, period. From just what I can see. Right? From what I can see. Okay? That's why it's so important to have a heavy ship focus. Right? Because you're gonna be rolling, laughing, and ducking. Right? And just build up a good navy. Decentralization ideas for governing capacity. You need standing army over mercenaries. You're not gonna have enough money to afford mercenaries, so screw that. But standing army over conscription, because standing army gives you overall combat ability. Look at that. 10% artillery. Seriously, siege ability. Seriously. You need as much, like, combat bonuses as you can as Portugal. Right? Imperialism ideas, if you're empire, and fortress ideas. Why you want fortress ideas as Portugal? Well, your empire is so spread out, right? It's so spread out. It's good that you should invest in awesome forts, right? That's just the reason why, right? You should be investing in awesome forts. Okay. All right, and I traded out some ideas, because I don't need to colonize anymore, right? And I need to start, fortifying up Portugal, right? I am, period, the #1 world power, but also because Ming is dead. Okay, I think I will still have more development than Ming in the beginning. I believe so, right? But I am the world's greatest power. Portugal is the greatest power, right? And actually, if you want to get the Navy hegemon, you need 250 heavy ships, right? You need it. Or monthly income 1,000. How is my monthly income? Total income is 264. Okay, yeah. So I believe the closest, we're gonna get the Navy hegemon, right? More artillery damage from the back row, right? Limited desire in subjects, -20%. Yeah, my Navy will just slap everyone. Slap! Right? But the thing is, as Portugal, you're gonna lack. Your army is not gonna be as great as you think, which I learned the hard way. I actually lost some battles against Castile and Morocco, right? But I had to declare war on them. That's why I'm not slapping them yet, because of our not so great, military idea. There's only one, if that. But other than that, production, construction, you're gonna slap, okay, as Portugal. Another unique thing that Portugal has that you should always go for is the naval doctrine, Portuguese Marine, decreasing the Navy barrage cost, right, at -40, and this one makes it -40 again. So basically, Navy barrage, -80%. That is crazy, right? 10% more Marine and more blockade impact on siege. As Portugal, here's an idea group that I made a mistake. Never go for quantity idea. Never go for quantity ideas at Portugal. You're gonna have way too many Marines to deal with it. Okay, never go for quantity ideas. You do not need that 50% army force limit. Okay, you don't need it. I'm sorry, right? I believe. Let's see. Let's see how many Marines I'm getting. Yeah, I'm getting 23 Marines, right? For just having my 10% as Portuguese Marines, right? Again, Marines. Come on, hit me with that. See, this is my Marine army. Okay, right? Disembarkment speed, non-existent, and they use sailors. Okay, shock damage negative 10%, right? So they get less shock damage. So they're better. They're usually better than your actual army. Okay, just saying. And they ignore crossing penalty. Big deal, right? But don't make the mistake of taking quantity idea. Now, if you take, you know, like, let's see here. You know, fleet base or maritime, giving you 25% Marines force limit, yeah, that's okay. You know, what's another one? Yeah, if you either take maritime or fleet base, that's fine. You're still getting 35% of your army, right, as Marine. Just don't take quantity ideas, alright? Don't take both fleet base and maritime. Don't do that. Don't do maritime and fleet base. You're never get above 50% Marines. Never. Never, never, never. Okay? That should just never happen. Okay? You should always go either fleet base or maritime. Okay? That's it. That's it. Don't go 50% Marine, because in the long term, your sailors, no matter how many sailors you can get, would never be able to maintain a good and long back fight. You know? And they just can't reinforce. Right? You might lose ship, it just don't do it. I just learned that the hard way. I think the max you can do is 50%. Even then, you don't even need 50%. Don't make this mistake in quantity idea. As Portugal, you're fine in terms of marine force limit, right? You should be fine with maritime or fleet base. One of the two. Maybe both. Maybe, just maybe. Right? And maybe that's pushing it. Never go for quantity idea in Portugal. You need combat modifier. You need quality of, you know, I'm probably even going to get defensive too. You need these good quality bonuses. Okay? You need it. And actually, my two next idea group are going to be, let's see. They're going to be defensive and quality. Right? They're going to be defensive and quality. Because I want infantry combat ability. I want morale of Navy. Right? I want that further artillery combat ability. Right? I think I can choose from 3 more military ideas. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have... Alright. My next 3 would be these 3. Offensive, defensive, and quality. Right? Right? Or hell, general staff. Actually, my next 3 ideas would be defensive, quality, general staff. Right? If not, I'll do these 2. Right here. These 2. Okay? Those would be my next 3 ideas. As for diplomacy, right, if I had to choose 3, right, I would go for trade. I would go for trade for more money. Okay? I would go for fleet base. Right, why fleet base over maritime? Because I don't want the opener of Seafarer Nation. You should never go maritime. And actually, you should go fleet base. Because you're getting more heavy ship combat ability. Right? Fleet base. Those are my next 2. If I had to choose a third one, I would choose... Don't care about assimilation. Oh, I would go for nationalism because of the more absolutism and really prestige, of which I just have 100 prestige for the rest of the game. Beautiful. I would go for nationalism. You know, rank if I had to rank. As for my administrative, if I had to choose 3 or 2, I would choose monarchy. Nah, I wouldn't choose monarchy. I don't need to. Yeah. I would choose never go humanist, religion. Depending on your... I would probably go for my next 3. Health, for that fort defense, and siege ability. That should be... Well, that would be my first one. And first, economic second. You know, money is always good. And third would be development. Health, economic development, just becoming an economic powerhouse. Monarchy, I don't need it. I don't need monarchy ideas. Right? I don't need... I want maximum absolutism. I don't need yearly. I want maximum absolutism. I don't need yearly because I'm gonna get... In time, it will just take time. But in the end, I'll take it anyways. Right? Yeah. Those will be my 3 next ones. You know, after with the ones I have already. Right. But as Portugal, please go decentralization. Please, please, please go decentralization. Ideas. You just need to. I'm sorry. But other than that, that is Portugal for you. I know this is probably a long video. Yeah, it's actually 36 minutes long. Just to explain Portugal. But man, Portugal is good. Portugal is fun. I still have kind of mixed feelings about this mission tree, but man, I mean, like, what else are you gonna do? My goal was to just meme it out and go colonize Japan. I'll do it eventually, seriously, like, I will do it eventually. Right. Right. But playing, I don't know, you know, historical is actually what usually aligns with meme games anyways, right? Because, like, seriously, you need to build up these naval bases in order to produce these naval bases to attack this, to become a naval base. I mean, if I culture switch to Japanese, oh my god, that'd be so funny. I'll be getting like, oh my god, I'll be getting like discipline 5%. Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Or even I culture switch to Korea. That'd be so funny. But that's it. That's all I'm gonna say is Portugal is fun. Oh, another advice, yeah, never go for... Alright, never go for quantity ideas, right? The Marines you're gonna get is the Marines you're gonna get from Fleet Base and your Portuguese Marines. Period. That's it. Okay? Never go above 50%. And learn it the hard way. Just don't do it. Please. Never take quantity. You need, you know, combat bonuses. And if you're actually a good advice that actually restarted my entire Portugal game. Actually my third way through. First time I just died. Second time I did good, but it didn't do as good. And I just wasn't happy with it. If you're playing against any colonizer that is Catholic, because of the Treaty of Tordesillas, especially if you're playing as Portugal, you need to just colonize everywhere. You need to not centralize on one area, you need to spread out, okay? And the reason why is because the more you spread out, the more likely you'll be able to get these missions, and the less likely you might be cut by Treaty of Tordesillas. Okay? That is, if you have to take one thing out from this conversation, you must spread out. Okay? Trust me, just trust me. But other than that, that's it for all I got today. Also get good allies, but that's probably in like every game ever. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for some more not Hearts of Iron, some more videos. Thank you guys.